Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is a detailed video, therefore some information may be repeated again and again. For quick revision, we have uploaded one more video. You can check the link from description box or from the pinned comment. So now let's start. First mega food park of Central India has been inaugurated in which state of India? Right answer is Madhya Pradesh. So Union Minister for Food Processing Harsimrat Kaur Badal inaugurated Avanti Mega Food Park in Devas in Madhya Pradesh, and this is first mega food park of Central India. If we talk about Madhya Pradesh, recently state government announced 5% reservation quota for sportspersons in government jobs. Apart from that, the state government was also in news as recently Mr. Govinda was appointed as the brand ambassador of Madhya Pradesh to promote tourism in the state. Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Kailash Joshi, passed away. Apart from him, recently one more former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh passed away. He was Mr. Babulal Gaur. In addition to that, recently Devi Ahilya University became first university of Madhya Pradesh which was accorded A+ grade by NAAC. NAAC stands for National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Apart from that, Madhya Pradesh was also in news as in Madhya Pradesh in Bhopal, India's first e-waste clinic will be set up. International Civil Aviation Day is observed on which date? Right answer is 7th of December. So International Civil Aviation Day is observed on 7th of December. If we talk about civil aviation, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri is the Minister of Civil Aviation Ministry in our country. And recently, Civil Aviation Ministry was in news because of UDAN initiative. UDAN stands for Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. Now answer in comment box, what is the objective of this UDAN scheme? Civil Aviation Minister is Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. He is also the Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs. Which language has recently been used for the first time in Rajya Sabha? Right answer is Santhali. So recently, Santhali language was used for the first time in Rajya Sabha when a lawmaker from Odisha used this language to raise a matter of urgent public importance during 0 hour. Now answer in comment box, is Santhali part of 8th schedule of Indian Constitution? If we talk about 8th schedule of Indian Constitution, there are total 22 languages. Initially, there were 14 languages. If we talk about Rajya Sabha, it is Upper House of Parliament. Present Rajya Sabha chairman is Mr. M. Venkaiah Naidu and Vice President is the ex-officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Deputy chairman is Mr. Harivansh Narayan Singh and leader of House is Mr. Thawarchand Gehlot. Answer in comment box, he is the present minister of which ministry? And leader of opposition is Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad. The term limit for Rajya Sabha members is 6 years and it should be kept in mind that Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. That means like Lok Sabha, it cannot be dissolved. Which ports have been declared as ports of call between India and Bangladesh? Right answer is Mangola and Chattogram. So recently, Indian government has declared ports of Mangola and Chattogram as the ports of call under agreement between India and Bangladesh. Now, if we talk about ports of call, it means these are intermediate stop for a ship for its scheduled journey. That means it is a place of halt where refueling and other services would be available for ships. Now, if we talk about Bangladesh, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh is Sheikh Hasina, and recently Bangladesh was in news as 15th SAARC, that is South Asia Cooperative Environment Program held in Bangladesh in Dhaka. And from Indian side, Mr. Prakash Javadekar represented Indian delegation. Bangladesh was also in news as recently India played its first ever day-night test match, and this match was played against Bangladesh and this was played in Eden Garden in Kolkata. Recently Bangladesh was also in news as Bangladeshi cricketer Mr. Shakib Al Hasan was banned by ICC. ICC stands for International Cricket Council. The headquarters of ICC is in Dubai. Dubai is in UAE. ISRO has set up a new space technology incubation center at which institute? Right answer is NIT Tiruchirappalli. It is in Tamil Nadu. So ISRO has set up the Space Technology Incubation Center at NIT Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. If we talk about Tamil Nadu, recently Tamil Nadu became the first state of India to enact a law on contract farming. And Tamil Nadu was also in news as recently it honored ISRO chief Dr. K. Sivan with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award. Dr. Kalam's birthday is celebrated as Students' Day. Now answer in comment box on which date Students' Day is celebrated. ISRO was also in news as recently ISRO announced Chandrayaan-3 mission, and the objective of this mission is to ensure soft landing on moon. Now your homework is to find out the difference between soft landing and hard landing. Now recently Vikram lander of Chandrayaan-2 was located, and a Chennai-based mechanical engineer Mr. Shanmuga Subramaniam played a key role in this. Who has been appointed as Senior Security Advisor in Home Ministry? Right answer is Mr. K. Vijay Kumar. So Mr. K. Vijay Kumar has been appointed as Senior Security Advisor in Home Ministry, and he will be advising the Home Ministry on the matters related to Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and on the matters related to left-wing extremism. If we talk about Jammu and Kashmir, the state of Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into two union territories on 31st of October. 31st of October is the birth anniversary of Sardar Patel, and it is celebrated as National Unity Day. So on 31st of October, two union territories came into existence, and Mr. G.C. Murmu is the LG of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and Mr. R.K. Mathur is the LG of Union Territory of Ladakh. And the previous governor of Jammu and Kashmir was Mr. Satyapal Malik. Now he has been appointed as governor of Goa. Recently Goa was in news as International Film Festival of India held in Goa. Russia was partner country for this film festival. Recently Russia was in news because of power of Siberia gas pipeline. It is a gas pipeline between Russia and China, and Russia is going to deliver 1 trillion cubic meters of natural gas to China over next 30 years. Russia was also in news because of India-Russia tri-service exercise, and the name of this exercise was Indra. The 4th India Water Impact Summit was organized in which city? Right answer is New Delhi. So the 4th India Water Impact Summit was organized in New Delhi. It was organized by Ministry of Jal Shakti, and the theme of this summit was Valuing Water. This summit held in New Delhi, and this theme of Valuing Water, Transforming Ganga focus on financing the high impact projects in water sector. Now if we talk about Jal Shakti Ministry, present minister is Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. He is member of parliament from Jodhpur constituency. Jodhpur is in Rajasthan, and recently Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat was in news as he represented India in WATEC conference. WATEC stands for the Water Technology and Environment Control Conference, and this conference held in Israel. Recently Israel was in news as Indian Army test-fired Spike anti-tank missiles, and these Spike missiles have been purchased from Israel. Sarai Sewage Treatment Plant was inaugurated in which state of India? Right answer is Uttarakhand. So recently Sarai Sewage Treatment Plant was inaugurated in Haridwar in Uttarakhand. Now it was inaugurated by the King and Queen of Sweden. They are on their official visit to India. If we talk about this treatment plant, it is first such sewage treatment plant that was completed under HAM model, that is hybrid annuity model. Now what exactly is this hybrid annuity model? It is a model of infrastructure financing. If we talk about Uttarakhand, recently Uttarakhand was in news as state government launched Urjagiri campaign. Urjagiri campaign to stop power theft. The Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is Mr. Trivendra Singh Rawat. Uttarakhand was also in news as recently India's first Ganga centralized aqua lab will be set up in Dehradun in Uttarakhand. It will be situated in Wildlife Institute of India in Dehradun, and this aqua lab will be set up under National Mission for Clean Ganga, and the most prominent aquatic lives, that means aquatic species which are found in river Ganga, would be preserved in this aqua lab. The provisions of Citizenship Amendment Bill are not applicable to tribal areas of which state? Right answer is Meghalaya. Actually, the provisions of the Citizenship Amendment Bill will not be applicable to the tribal areas covered under 6th schedule of Indian Constitution. And these states are A, T, M, M. Now it should be kept in mind, Manipur is not covered under this. So one M stands for Meghalaya, another M stands for Mizoram, T stands for Tripura, and A stands for Assam. So the provisions of the Citizenship Amendment Bill will not be applicable to the areas of these 4 states. Now coming back to Citizenship Amendment Bill, the bill proposed to amend Citizenship Act of 1955, and it seeks to grant citizenship to minority communities from 3 countries. These 3 countries are Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. And the minority communities are these 6 communities. These are Hindu, Christian, Buddhist, Parsi, Jain, and Sikhs. So the bill seeks to grant citizenship to these 6 communities from these 3 countries who came to India on or before December 31st, 2014. Who has been appointed as new chairman of National Stock Exchange? Right answer is Mr. Girish Chandra Chaturvedi. So Mr. G.C. Chaturvedi has been appointed as new chairman of National Stock Exchange. If we talk about NSE, it is located in Mumbai and it was established in 1992. It was established as the first dematerialized electronic exchange of our country. Now, if we talk about NSE, recently NSE was in news as NCDEX, that is National Commodity and Derivative Exchange, tied up with NSE to launch India's first Agri Index, and the name of this Agri Index was NCDEX Agridex, and this is India's first Agri Index. Bhavani Mukherjee, who recently died, was the former coach of which game? Right answer is table tennis. So Mr. Bhavani Mukherjee was the former India table tennis head coach, and he was the first Dronacharya awardee in table tennis. If we talk about Dronacharya Award, it is given for outstanding coaching in sports. Armed Forces Flag Day is observed on which date? Right answer is 7th of December. So Armed Forces Flag Day is observed on 7th of December. And on this day, 3 branches of armed forces, that is Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, and Indian Army, organize various programs to showcase their efforts towards national security. Now, Air Force Day is celebrated on 8th of October and Navy Day is celebrated on 4th of December, while Army Day is celebrated on 15th of January. The first ever Pasu Kisan credit cards of India were recently launched in which state of India? Right answer is Haryana. So recently, first Pasu Kisan credit cards were recently launched in Bhiwani in Haryana. The state government of Haryana has set a target to issue 10 lakhs Pasu Kisan credit cards by March 2021. Pasu stands for animal, Kisan stands for farmer. Now, if we talk about Haryana, recently Haryana was in news as Haryana government decided to create dedicated Department of Foreign Cooperation. Haryana was also in news as recently Jan Nayak Janata Party of Haryana was given the status of state party by Election Commission of India. Now answer in comment box, what are the conditions to get a status of state party? Haryana was also in news as recently Haryana Chief Minister Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar inaugurated ICCC in Gurugram. ICCC stands for Integrated Command and Control Center, and the objective of this center is to provide online smart services to people. The famous pilgrimage center Omkareshwar, recently in news, belongs to which Indian state? Right answer is Madhya Pradesh. So recently Madhya Pradesh state government sanctioned 156 crore rupee for the development of Omkareshwar. It is a famous pilgrimage center. Now, if we talk about Madhya Pradesh, recently state appointed Bollywood actor Mr. Govinda to promote tourism in state. Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently it was announced that India's first e-waste clinic will be set up in Madhya Pradesh in Bhopal. Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently state government announced decision to provide 5% reservation to sportspersons in government jobs. Apart from that, Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently to mark Prakash Parv, the state government decided to set up Sikh Museum and Research Center in Jabalpur. Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently Central India's first food park was set up in Madhya Pradesh in Devas. According to a recent report, which Indian river has become one of the top 10 cleanest river of the world? Right answer is River Ganga. So recently, Union Minister of Jal Shakti, Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, said that Ganga has become the one of 10 cleanest rivers in the world among the major rivers category. And this announcement was made by Jal Shakti Minister during 4th India Water Impact Summit. This summit held in New Delhi. Now, if we talk about water, recently Niti Aayog released Composite Water Management Index, and as per this index, Gujarat is top performing state. Apart from that, recently Water for Change initiative was in news as Government of Kerala has launched this Water for Change initiative. Under this project, the prominent institutions from Netherlands will perform a long-term research on the urban water management systems. SAARC Charter Day was celebrated on 8th of December. The association was established in which year? Right answer is 1985. So on 8th of December in 1985, the first SAARC summit held in Dhaka. Dhaka is in Bangladesh. SAARC stands for South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Presently, there are 8 countries in SAARC and Afghanistan became the 8th SAARC member in 2007. The Secretariat of SAARC is in Kathmandu in Nepal. Answer in comment box where is the Secretariat of BIMSTEC. Also answer whether Afghanistan is a member of BIMSTEC or not. So the Secretariat of SAARC is in Kathmandu in Nepal. And recently Nepal was in news as Government of India approved 7 projects to set up FM, that is frequency modulation transmitters in the premises of SSB. So the objective of this approval of FM transmitters is to strengthen FM coverage along Indo-Nepal border, and this project would be implemented in 3 states, that is Bihar, UP and Uttarakhand. Now it should be kept in mind that SSB provides security to Indo-Nepal border. Recently, who has become the leading run scorer in T20 international cricket? Right answer is Mr. Virat Kohli. So recently, Mr. Virat Kohli became the leading run scorer in T20 international cricket. He surpassed Mr. Rohit Sharma. Now, if we talk about Mr. Virat Kohli, recently he was in news as he was named PETA India's Person of Year. PETA stands for People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. And recently, Joaquin Phoenix was named Person of Year by the PETA. So this one was India specific and this one is overall. Which city organized FICCI Arise Conference 2019? Right answer is New Delhi. So this conference held in New Delhi and the theme of this conference was Future Ready Learners and Schools. And this conference was inaugurated by Vice President Mr. M. Venkaiah Naidu. Now if we talk about FICCI, it is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. It was established in 1927 on the advice of Gandhiji and it was established by Mr. G.D. Birla and Mr. Purushottam Das Thakurdas. The headquarters of FICCI is in New Delhi and presently Mr. Sandeep Somai is the president of FICCI. Now it was also in news as recently FICCI and Bombay Stock Exchange joined hands to boost MSME sector. BSE stands for Bombay Stock Exchange. It was founded in 1875 and it is Asia's oldest stock exchange. Presently, Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan is the MD and CEO of Bombay Stock Exchange. Who is the famous Sesame Street puppeteer that passed away recently? Right answer is Mr. Carol Spinney. Mr. Carol Spinney, the Sesame Street puppeteer, passed away recently. Which country recently abolished rules requiring restaurants to provide separate entrance for women? Right answer is Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia has abolished these rules which mandated separate entrance and seating areas for men and women. Now, if we talk about Saudi Arabia, recently Saudi Arabia became the member of FATF. FATF stands for Financial Action Task Force. The headquarters is in France. Recently, FATF was in news as Sri Lanka was removed from FATF grey list. Now coming back to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was also in news as recently it assumed the presidency of G20 group and it is going to be the host of 2020 G20 summit. This year, the summit held in Japan. Saudi Arabia was also in news as recently Government of India signed a memorandum of understanding with Saudi Arabia to prevent smuggling of narcotic drugs. Apart from that, Saudi Arabia was also in news as recently Saudi Arabia was elected to UNESCO's World Heritage Committee, and this is first time that Saudi Arabia has been elected to this committee. How many fast-track courts will be set up by UP for speedy disposal of cases of sexual crimes against women and children? Right answer is 218. So the UP government announced that it would set up 218 fast-track courts for the speedy disposal of sexual crimes against women and children. Now, as per NCRB report, UP is on top position in terms of crimes against women. NCRB stands for National Crimes Record Bureau. It is under Ministry of Home Affairs. Apart from that, recently CRY, that is Child Rights and You, released a report, and as per that report, UP is on top position in terms of crimes against children. Apart from that, if we talk about Uttar Pradesh, recently All India Police Science Congress held in Uttar Pradesh in Lucknow. Uttar Pradesh was also in news as state government will set up first vulture conservation center in Maharashtra district of Uttar Pradesh. Draj Bridge has been recently opened for its operations in which district of Jammu and Kashmir? Right answer is Rajouri. So recently, Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Mr. Girish Chandra Murmu opened the Dras Bridge in Rajouri. It is a project of BRO under Project Sampark. BRO stands for Border Roads Organization. If we talk about Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, the present Lieutenant Governor is Mr. Girish Chandra Murmu. The Jammu and Kashmir state was bifurcated into two union territories on 31st of October. The LG of Union Territory of Ladakh is Mr. R.K. Mathur. Now Jammu and Kashmir was also in news as recently NISTA initiative was launched in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. NISTA stands for National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancement. So it is an initiative by MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development. Bharti Airtel has recently launched Wi-Fi calling in which city? Right answer is New Delhi. So it was recently launched in New Delhi and the service is currently rolled out in Delhi NCR and it will be gradually implemented in other cities. Answer in comment box, which is India's biggest telecom company? National Anti-Doping Agency has selected which Bollywood actor as its brand ambassador? Right answer is Mr. Sunil Shetty. So recently NADA, that is National Anti-Doping Agency, has selected Mr. Sunil Shetty as its brand ambassador. Now at national level there is NADA, at global level there is a WADA, that is World Anti-Doping Agency, and recently World Anti-Doping Agency banned Russia for 4 years from participating in Olympics and World Championship. That means Russian players would not be allowed to participate in these events. However, they can participate under neutral flag if they can prove that they are clean. Now, if we talk about Russia, recently Russia was in news because of Indra. Indra is tri-service exercise between India and Russia. Russia was also in news as it was the focus country of this year International Film Festival of India. This film festival held in Goa, and recently former Jammu and Kashmir Governor Mr. Satyapal Malik was appointed as the Governor of Goa. Which rank has been achieved by India in the Climate Change Performance Index? Right answer is 9th. So India is on 9th position as per Climate Change Performance Index, and this index was presented during COP25, that is Conference of Parties 25th, and this COP25 held in Madrid in Spain. And it should be kept in mind that this is for the first time India is in top 10 as per this Climate Change Performance Index. Now if we talk about this COP25, from Indian side Mr. Prakash Javadekar participated into this event. Mr. Prakash Javadekar is our present Environment Minister. It should be kept in mind that even though this conference held in Spain, it was under the presidency of Chile, as it was supposed to be hosted by Chile government. However, due to civil unrest in country, the Chile government decided not to host it. So, the 25th Conference of Parties held in Madrid in Spain, the first Conference of Parties held in Berlin in Germany in 1995. This Conference of Parties is the highest decision-making body of UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. One more thing that you should keep in mind is that India has reduced emission intensity by 21%, and this was announced by Mr. Prakash Javadekar during this COP25. Now answer in comment box, as per Paris Agreement, what is India's target of emission reduction? Which country has topped the medal tally of 13th South Asian Games 2019? Right answer is India. So recently South Asian Games concluded in Nepal, and in these games India topped the medal tally. India won 312 medals, out of which 179 were gold, 93 were silver, and 45 were bronze medal. Nepal was on second position in terms of medal tally. Now, it should be kept in mind that India has topped this medal tally of every South Asian Games since its establishment in 1984. That means India is quite dominant in these South Asian Games. So, Nepal was the host of this year's South Asian Games. If we talk about Nepal, Nepal was also in news because of Surya Kiran. It is the joint military exercise between India and Nepal. Nepal was also in news as Nepal and Zimbabwe were recently readmitted as ICC members. ICC stands for International Cricket Council. The headquarters of ICC is in Dubai, in UAE. The capital of UAE is Abu Dhabi. And recently, the Judicial Department of Abu Dhabi declared Hindi as third official language. Previously, only Arabic and English were the official languages of Judicial Department of Abu Dhabi. Now, Hindi was also included into this. Okay, now coming back to Nepal. Nepal was also in news as recently 35th SAARC Foundation Day was celebrated. SAARC is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, and the secretariat of SAARC is in Nepal in Kathmandu. SAARC was established in 1985 on 8th of December, and the SAARC members are MBBS, Spain, that means Maldives, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, and Nepal. Now, SAARC was founded in Dhaka in Bangladesh. However, the secretariat is in Kathmandu. Now, answer in comment box, which is the latest member of SAARC? Which country is to be the partner country of India at BioAsia 2020 conference? Right answer is Switzerland. So, Switzerland is the partner country for 2020 BioAsia conference. This conference will be in Hyderabad. If we talk about Switzerland, recently Switzerland was in news as it topped IMD World Talent Ranking. As per this ranking, India is on 59th position. Now coming back to this BioAsia conference, the theme of this BioAsia conference is Today for Tomorrow. Reunion Island, sometimes seen in news, belongs to which country? Right answer is France. So this Reunion Island is near to Madagascar, and it is an island of France in Indian Ocean. Now, why this island was in news recently? It was in news because India and France have decided to launch joint naval patrolling in this area. Now, this was decided after Varun naval exercise between India and France. If we talk about France, recently France was in news because of GAFA tax. It is Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and a similar tax will be imposed by Italy on web companies, and this will be applicable from 2020. France was also in news as it was the host of 40th UNESCO General Conference. France was also in news as it decided to impose green tax on plane tickets from 2020. France was also in news as it was the host of this year G7 summit, and USA is going to be the host of next year G7 summit. Now answer in comment box. Is China a member of G7 grouping? According to India Skill Report, which state has the highest employable talent? Right answer is Maharashtra. So recently, India Skills Report was released jointly by CII plus AICTE plus UNDP, and AIU. CII stands for Confederation of Indian Industry, AICTE stands for All India Council for Technical Education, UNDP stands for United Nations Development Program, and AIU stands for Association of Indian Industry. So as per this India Skills Report, Maharashtra topped the list with highest employable talent. Maharashtra is on first position and Tamil Nadu is on second position. Recently, Tamil Nadu was in news as it launched an educational TV channel. Answer in comment box, what is the name of that TV channel? Which railway station has become the 5500th station of India to get free Wi-Fi facility? Right answer is Mahua Milan railway station. So this railway station is in Jharkhand and recently it became the 5500th railway station to get free Wi-Fi facility. If we talk about Wi-Fi at railway station, these services are provided by RailTel. RailTel is the digital arm of Indian Railways and it is a Mini Ratna company. Answer in comment box, presently how many companies have got Maharatna status? Which state has distributed free laptops to +2 meritorious students under Biju Sashaktikaran Yojana? +2 means 10+2. Right answer is Odisha. So Odisha government distributed free laptops to meritorious students under Biju Sashaktikaran Yojana. It is part of Odisha government's youth policy. If we talk about Odisha, the state government was also in news as recently it launched Madhu app to help school students for improved learning outcomes. Now Odisha was also in news as this year Tribal Craft Mela held in Bhubaneswar in Odisha. Odisha was also in news as recently Kalia scheme of Odisha state government was merged with PM Kisan Yojana. Kalia stands for Krishak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation and PM Kisan stands for Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. So this Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana is a central sector scheme. Okay, your homework is to find out the difference between central sector scheme versus centrally sponsored scheme. Now coming back to PM Kisan Yojana, it is central sector scheme and central government will provide 100% funding for this scheme, and as per this scheme, farmers will receive an income support of 6,000 rupees in 3 installments, and this scheme is implemented by Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. International Anti-Corruption Day was observed on 9th of December. What was the theme of this day? Right answer is United Against Corruption. So International Anti-Corruption Day is observed on 9th of December. The day aims to raise awareness about corruption and the theme for this year was United Against Corruption. Now if we talk about corruption, recently a corruption survey was conducted in the states of our country, and as per that corruption survey, Telangana is most corrupt state in South India. Overall, Rajasthan is on top in terms of this India Corruption Survey 2019. The survey was conducted in association with Transparency International. Transparency International also published Corruption Perception Index. Answer in comment box, what is India's rank as per latest Corruption Perception Index? Which city in Karnataka recently conducted a human library event? Right answer is Mysore. So Karnataka conducted a human library event in Mysore. Now if we talk about Karnataka, recently Karnataka was in news as the state government decided to install GPS devices on garbage collecting trucks. Karnataka was also in news as recently state government of Karnataka launched a scheme to provide free Wi-Fi services to Bangalore city for 1 hour each day. Karnataka was also in news as recently Government of India signed an agreement with Asian Development Bank to improve water security in Karnataka, and this agreement is worth $91 million. So this loan will help in the modernization of Vijayanagar irrigation systems. Now Karnataka was also in news as recently MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, was signed between IRCTC and KSTDC, that is Karnataka State Tourism Development Corporation, to run and operate Golden Chariot train. IRCTC stands for Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation Limited. Which Indian state or union territory launched booklet for student on Ambedkar's teaching? Right answer is Delhi. So recently Delhi government launched a booklet on the life and teachings of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar for the students of class 6th and 8th in government schools. The Chief Minister of Delhi is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and Mr. Manish Sisodia is Deputy Chief Minister. Delhi was also in news as recently Delhi government decided to set up Spooner teams. Spooner stands for Special Police Units for Northeast region. So these units are constituted to provide safety and security to the people from Northeast India. All India Conference of Directors Generals and Inspectors Generals of Police was organized in which city? Right answer is Pune. So this conference was organized in Pune in Maharashtra. If we talk about Maharashtra, recently Mr. Uddhav Thackeray became the Chief Minister of Maharashtra and the Governor of Maharashtra is Mr. Bhagat Singh Koshari. Now, if we talk about police, National Police Commemoration Day is observed on 21st of October. Apart from that, recently, All India Police Science Congress held in Lucknow. Lucknow is in Uttar Pradesh. In addition to that, recently, Aberdeen Police Station in Andaman and Nicobar became the best police station of our country. Aberdeen Police Station is on first position, while Balasinore in Gujarat is on second position, and Ajak Burhanpur is on third position. Now, answer in comment box. This Ajak Burhanpur Police Station is located in which state of India? Which city is to organize Block Hash Live 2019 Conclave? So right answer is Kochi. Kochi in Kerala is the host of this Block Hash Live 2019 Conclave, and top blockchain experts and leaders across the world will take part in this event. Now, if we talk about Kochi, it is in Kerala, and recently Kerala was in news because of IWTC. That is, Kerala will be setting up India's first International Women's Trade Center. Kerala was also in news as recently Kerala High Court ruled that internet is part of fundamental right. Kerala was also in news as recently Kerala government made it mandatory for pillion riders on two-wheelers to wear helmets. Which city is to organize Transforming Education Conference for Humanity 2019? Right answer is Visakhapatnam. So this TEC stands for Transforming Education Conference for Humanity was organized in Visakhapatnam, and it was organized by UNESCO in association with MGIEP. UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, while MGIEP stands for Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education for Peace and Sustainable Development, and this conference held in Visakhapatnam. If we talk about Visakhapatnam, recently Visakhapatnam was in news as the first ever BIMSTEC Ports Conclave held in Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Apart from that, Visakhapatnam was also in news as recently Visakhapatnam Police launched first of its kind humanoid cop, and the name is Cyberia. It stands for Cyber Security Interactive Robotic Agent. So this robotic agent will be helpful for registering complaints at police station. A memorandum of understanding has been signed between NSIC and Aramco for the development of MSME ecosystem in India in oil and gas sector. Now this Aramco is associated to which country? Right answer is Saudi Arabia. So it is associated to Saudi Arabia. It is Saudi Arabian National Petroleum and Gas Company, and recently Aramco and NSIC signed a memorandum of understanding for the development of MSME ecosystem in our country in oil and gas field. Now, this Aramco was also in news as recently it announced world's biggest ever IPO. IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. Now, if we talk about oil and gas sector, recently Iran discovered new oil fields containing 53 billion barrels of crude oil, and this will add approximately 34% to the OPEC members' current reserves. OPEC stands for Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and recently OPEC decided to cut its output. The headquarters of OPEC is in Vienna in Austria, and Ecuador is going to leave OPEC in 2020. Now coming back to Vienna, Vienna is in Austria. In fact, the headquarters of IAEA is also in Austria, and recently Mr. Rafael Grossi became the new chief of IAEA. He is the successor of Mr. Yukiya Amano. Mr. Yukiya Amano passed away recently. Mr. Yukiya Amano was from Japan, and Mr. Rafael Grossi is from Argentina. And recently Argentina was in news as Mr. Alberto Fernandez sworn in as the president of Argentina. Which film has been named the best film of year by Los Angeles Film Critics Association? Right answer is Parasite. So this film Parasite was named best film of year by Los Angeles Film Critics Association, and the director of this film is Mr. Bong Joon-ho, and he was given the award of best director. The film Parasite was also selected as best feature film by 13th Asia Pacific Screen Awards. Iron Union 12 is a joint military exercise of USA with which other country? Right answer is UAE. This was a joint military exercise between UAE and USA. Now, if we talk about UAE, world's first artificial intelligence university will be in UAE. Apart from that, recently, world's oldest pearl was discovered in UAE. UAE was also in news as in UAE in Dubai. World's first camel hospital was started in UAE. Apart from that, UAE was also in news because of Hope Probe. Answer in comment box, what is this Hope Probe? UAE was also in news as recently Mr. Pankaj Kapoor was appointed as India's ambassador to UAE. In addition to that, UAE was the host of this year's IORA Council of Ministers meeting, and UAE became the president for 2 years for this Council of Ministers of IORA, and Bangladesh became the vice president for next 2 years. The first fully electronic flight in the world recently took off from which country? Right answer is Canada. So the first fully electronic flight in the world completed its test flight, and this flight took off from Canada. Now this flight was designed by a company named Harbour Air. Now if we talk about Canada, recently Mr. Justin Trudeau got re-elected as the Prime Minister of Canada. Canada was also in news because of USMCA. USMCA stands for United States, Mexico, Canada Agreement. It is a trade agreement between these 3 countries, and it will replace NAFTA. NAFTA stands for North America Free Trade Agreement. Canada was also in news as Canada has decided to ban plastic by 2021. In addition to that, recently Canada was in news as Indian-born Anita Anand was elected to the new cabinet of Mr. Justin Trudeau. Which type of uniform has been made mandatory for the paramilitary forces in India? Right answer is Khadi. So the paramilitary forces including CRPF, BSF, CISF and NSG will now have to wear Khadi uniforms. This will help in providing a boost to the Khadi industry in our country. If we talk about Khadi, recently Khadi got separate HS code. HS stands for Harmonized System, and it is developed by World Customs Organization, and the headquarters of World Customs Organization is in Brussels in Belgium. In fact, the headquarters of NATO is also in Brussels. NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and Republic of North Macedonia is going to be the new member of NATO in 2020. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Second Amendment Bill was recently approved by Indian government, and this IBA was introduced to deal with which sector of Indian economy? Right answer is banking sector. So this is related to insolvency and bankruptcy. Now this will be helpful in dealing the issues of NPA. Now it should be kept in mind there are 2 important technical terms. One is DRT, that is Debt Recovery Tribunal. Another one is NCLT, that is National Company Law Tribunal. So this NCLT will deal with the cases related to companies, and DRT will deal with the cases related to individuals. Both these organizations will tackle the issues of recovery of stressed assets. Which education board in India is set to introduce artificial intelligence in schools from session 2019-20? Right answer is CBSE, that is Central Board of Secondary Education. So CBSE is going to introduce artificial intelligence as a subject in class 9th in CBSE affiliated schools. If we talk about artificial intelligence, Telangana is going to celebrate 2020 as Year of Artificial Intelligence. Apart from that, recently world's first graduate level Artificial Intelligence University was started in UAE. UAE stands for United Arab Emirates. Now coming back to CBSE, recently CBSE was in news as CBSE plus NCERT launched Tamanna initiative, and it is aptitude test for class 9th and 10th class students. The full form of Tamanna is Try and Measure Aptitude and Natural Abilities, and the objective of this initiative is to help students to make right career choices. Now CBSE and NCERT, both these institutions are under MHRD. MHRD stands for Ministry of Human Resource Development. According to a recent report, which country has recorded the highest estimated number of cervical cancer deaths in 2018? Right answer is India. So recently, a report was released by Lancet Global Health, and as per this report, India has recorded the highest estimated number of cervical cancer deaths in 2018. In fact, India and China together contributes approximately 35% of global cases of cervical cancer in 2018. Now, if we talk about cancer, the National Cancer Awareness Day is observed on 7th of November and World Cancer Day is observed on 4th of February. Apart from that, recently EIU, that is Economist Intelligence Unit, released Index of Cancer Preparedness, and as per this index, India is on 19th position. The index is topped by Australia. Which state has recently conducted workshop on 2020 heat wave with NDMA? NDMA stands for National Disaster Management Authority. So the right answer is Karnataka. So NDMA, in collaboration with Government of Karnataka, organized a workshop on preparedness, mitigation and management of heat wave. Now answer in comment box, NDMA is under which union ministry? If we talk about Karnataka, recently Karnataka was in news as state government announced a decision to install GPS devices on garbage disposal trucks, and the objective of this initiative was to prevent the rampant corruption in garbage disposal sector. Now Karnataka was also in news as it was a top state as per SAARC index. SAARC stands for State Rooftop Solar Attractiveness Index. Karnataka was also in news as it was the top state as per India Innovation Index. The index was prepared by Niti Aayog. If we talk about Niti Aayog, it is executive body. That is, neither it is mentioned in Constitution of India nor it is backed by an institute. Which Indian university is to set up a separate department for disability and rehabilitation studies in its campus? Right answer is Mysore University. So University of Mysore has approved setting up of a separate department for disability and rehabilitation studies in its campus. The India-based Neutrino Observatory is to be set up at which place? Right answer is Theni. So this Neutrino Observatory will be set up in Theni district of Tamil Nadu. It is located on the Tamil Nadu-Kerala border. The initial goal of this INO, that is India-based Neutrino Observatory, is to study neutrinos. Now, what exactly are neutrinos? These are the smallest particles that form the universe. So this observatory will be in Theni Hills in Tamil Nadu. And recently Tamil Nadu was in news as NCRB released crime data. NCRB stands for National Crime Records Bureau. It is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. And as per NCRB crime data, Tamil Nadu tops in reporting grave crimes against senior citizens. Now answer in comment box, which state was on top as per NCRB data in terms of crimes against women? Who won the Miss Universe title 2019? Right answer is Josibini Tunji. So Miss South Africa, Miss Josibini Tunji was crowned Miss Universe title in an event in USA. India was represented by Miss Vartika Singh. However, she failed to enter in the top 10. For India, Lara Dutta won the title of Miss Universe in 2000, and after that, no Indian contestant has been able to win this Miss Universe title in these 19 years? Who has recently been elected as the youngest ever Prime Minister of Finland? Right answer is Sanna Marin. So recently, Sanna Marin has been elected as the Prime Minister of Finland and she became the world's youngest Prime Minister. If we talk about Finland, the currency of Finland is Euro. The capital of Finland is Helsinki. Finland was also in news as recently it topped human capital score. So as per this, Finland is on top position while India is on 158th position. In fact, India is behind countries like Sudan. Sudan is on 157th position. The study was published in the Lancet journal. Human Rights Day is celebrated on which date? So it is celebrated on 10th of December, and 10th of December was selected to honor the United Nations General Assembly's adoption and proclamation of UDHR, that is Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and this declaration was adopted on 10th of December in 1948. So that is the reason why Human Rights Day is celebrated on 10th of December. Which one is the rank of India in Human Development Index? Right answer is 129th. So as per HDI 2019, India is on 129th position. Last year, our ranking was 130. Now, if we talk about Human Development Index, there are three key components. One is long and healthy life, another one is knowledge, and third one is living standards. So as per 2019 SDI, Norway is on top. India is on 129th position. If we talk about Norway, Norway is also on top as per Press Freedom Index. India is on 140th position as per Press Freedom Index. And this Press Freedom Index is prepared by Reporters Without Borders. This RSF is its short code in French. So the headquarters of this Reporters Without Borders is in France, in Paris. If we talk about France, it was the host of recent G7 summit. Answer in comment box which country will be the host of G7 summit in 2020. France was also in news as the headquarters of Interpol is in France, in Lyon, and India is going to be the host of Interpol General Assembly in 2022. India will also host G20 summit that year. Which place has been selected as leading sports tourism destination of world? Right answer is Abu Dhabi. So the capital of UAE, Abu Dhabi, has been selected as leading sports tourism destination. Abu Dhabi was also in news as it was the host of ADI PEC, that is Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference. Answer in comment box who is our present petroleum minister. Abu Dhabi was also in news as recently Mr. Lewis Hamilton won Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Apart from that, Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE, and recently world's oldest natural pearl was discovered in Abu Dhabi on Marwa Island. Apart from that, UAE was also in news as world's first graduate level artificial intelligence university will be in UAE, and the campus of this university will be in Masdar city. Who is to be inducted into WWE Hall of Fame? WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. Right answer is Mr. Dave Batista. So Mr. Batista will be inducted into WWE Hall of Fame. The appeal court of which international organization has been recently shut down? Right answer is WTO. WTO stands for World Trade Organization, and the appeal court of WTO acts as a trade dispute settlement body. It was recently shut down by US. Previously, it was a 7-member body, and in 2018, it was cut down to 3-member body, and now USA has completely shut it down. As of December 2019, India has reduced emission intensity of its GDP by what percent? Right answer is 21%. So India has reduced the emission intensity of its GDP by 21%. Emission intensity means emission per unit of GDP. Now India is aiming to achieve the goal of 35% emission reduction as per the promise made in Paris Summit. Paris Summit held in 2015. So this was announced by Union Environment Minister Mr. Prakash Javadekar during COP25. COP25 stands for Conference of Parties 25, and this time this conference held in Madrid in Spain. Previously, it was supposed to be held in Chile. However, because of civil unrest, the country decided not to host it. Which state government is to launch 45 fast-track special courts to ensure speedy trial of cases involving crime against women and children? Right answer is Odisha. So Odisha is going to set up these fast-track courts for speedy trial. Now these courts will exclusively deal with the cases that are registered under POCSO Act. POCSO stands for Protection of Children from Sexual Offences. Odisha was also in news because of Tikki Mosi initiative. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this initiative. Apart from that, Odisha was in news as Kalia scheme of Odisha will be merged with PM Kisan scheme. The PM Kisan scheme is a income support scheme for farmers where 6,000 rupees will be provided to farmers in 3 installments, and the scheme is being implemented by Agriculture Ministry. China has recently signed a deal with which country to build drones named as Loong 2nd to secure the CPEC sea route? Right answer is Pakistan. So in order to secure the CPEC sea route, CPEC stands for China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. China and Pakistan have signed a deal to build drones, and these drones will be named as Loong 2nd. These are similar to MQ-9 drones developed by USA. These Loong 2nd drones will be able to fly for 20 hours, and these will be deployed to ensure the safety of CPEC sea route. So CPEC stands for China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. If we talk about China, recently China was in news as it launched Sudan's first ever satellite, and the name of this satellite is SRSS First. China was also in news because of second informal summit between India and China, and this informal summit held in Mamallapuram in Tamil Nadu. The first informal summit between Chinese President Mr. Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Mr. Modi held in Wuhan in China, and recently Wuhan was in news as it was the host of World Military Games. China was also in news because of DF-41. It is ICBM, that is Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. The digital exhibition on the history of the Constitution of India was held in which city? Right answer is New Delhi. So the digital exhibition on the history of Constitution of India held in New Delhi, and it was organized by DOPT. DOPT stands for Department of Personnel and Training, and it is under Union Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. And this digital exhibition on the history of Constitution of India was inaugurated by Mr. Jitendra Singh. He is the Member of Parliament from Udhampur constituency. It is in Jammu and Kashmir, and recently Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into 2 union territories on 31st of October. Now Jammu and Kashmir is a union territory, and Mr. G.C. Murmu is the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory. 31st of October is also celebrated as National Unity Day, as it is the birth anniversary of Sardar Patel. The satellite Lucifer-3, which is to be launched from India, belongs to which country? Right answer is Israel. So it is a satellite made by Israeli students. Now, if we talk about this satellite, the satellite was designed to serve children from across the country to observe Earth. It is an imaging satellite, and it will be used for ecological research of Earth from space. Now, if we talk about Israel, recently Israel was in news because of WATEC conference. WATEC stands for Water Technology and Environment Control Conference, and in this conference, Jal Shakti Minister Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat represented India. Israel was also in news because of Spike missiles. These are anti-tank missiles, and recently Indian Army test-fired these missiles. These missiles were brought from Israel. Sohae satellite launching station is located in which country? Right answer is North Korea. So as you can see on map, it is a satellite launching facility in North Korea. It is on the western side of North Korea. That means it is in Yellow Sea. If we talk about North Korea, the capital of North Korea is Pyongyang, and the capital of South Korea is Seoul. And recently this Sohae site was in news as North Korea carried out a very important test, at this launching station. Now, North Korea was also in news because of Samjio. Actually, this is new city constructed by North Korea, and it is said to be the dream project of North Korean President Mr. Kim Jong-un. The Diwali Power of One 2019 awards were organized in which city? Right answer is New York. So recently these awards were in news because 4 eminent diplomats have been honored with Diwali, the Power of One award, and these winners were honored during a ceremony at UN headquarters in New York, in USA. Now these awards are popularly known as Oscars of Diplomacy, and these awards are given in the recognition of work for a secure and peaceful world. Which country has recently recorded the first polio case in 27 years? Right answer is Malaysia. So recently, Malaysia has reported the first case of polio in 27 years. Now Malaysia was declared polio free. However, now this case of polio has been reported. Now answer in comment box, is India polio free? Okay, so coming back to Malaysia. Recently Malaysia was in news as the last surviving Sumatran rhino in Malaysia, Iman, died. So with this, the Sumatran rhino became extinct in Malaysia. If we talk about rhino species, recently 5 countries have signed New Delhi Declaration to protect rhino species. These 5 countries are India, Bhutan, Nepal, Indonesia and Malaysia. Kalia scheme, which was recently in news for its merger with PM Kisan scheme, is associated to which state? Right answer is Odisha. So this Kalia scheme is associated to Odisha, and recently it was in news because the Odisha government decided to merge this Kalia scheme with PM Kisan scheme. Now if we talk about Kalia, it is Krishak Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation. That is, it was a scheme for farmers and now it will be merged with PM Kisan scheme. If we talk about PM Kisan, it stands for Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. It is a scheme by central government in which small and marginal farmers will get 6,000 rupee per annum as income support, and these 6,000 will be paid in 3 installments. Now answer in comment box, which ministry is nodal ministry for PM Kisan scheme? Which bank is to work on infrastructure creation to improve coastal shipping in our country? Right answer is Asian Development Bank. So recently, Minister of State for Shipping, Mr. Mansukh Mandavia, informed that an action plan for coastal shipping has been prepared by Asian Development Bank for the development of infrastructure to improve coastal shipping in our country. Which city organized the National Fluorescence Nightingale Awards 2019? Right answer is New Delhi. So these National Fluorescence Nightingale Awards were organized in New Delhi, and recently President Mr. Ramnath Kovind presented these National Fluorescence Nightingale Awards to nursing personnel. The 3rd edition of National Public Procurement Conclave held in which city? So the 3rd edition of National Public Procurement Conclave held in New Delhi, and this 2-day conclave was organized by GEM, that is Government E-Marketplace, in association with Confederation of Indian Industries. If we talk about GEM, it is under Department of Commerce, and this Department of Commerce is under Commerce Ministry. Answer in comment box, who is the present minister of this ministry? Now recently, Commerce Ministry was also in news as DPIIT, that is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, announced institution of first ever National Startup Awards. Which organization has recently introduced Mobile Science Lab to provide quality education? Right answer is CIPLA Foundation. So CIPLA Foundation has introduced a mobile science lab under its CSR, that is Corporate Social Responsibility, and this initiative will be implemented by the Agastya International Foundation, and this initiative aims to provide quality education to students in Sikkim. The IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature, has recently added how many species to the list of threatened species? Right answer is 1840. That means 1840 new species have been added by IUCN in its red list. This red list is a list of threatened species, and this list contains the catalog of flora and fauna, that means plants and animals. Now recently the updated list was released during COP25 that held in Madrid in Spain. Now Spain was also in news as recently first sexually transmitted dengue case was confirmed in Spain. Now if we talk about IUCN, recently IUCN was in news as 7th Regional Forum of IUCN held in Pakistan. Recently Pakistan became the first country in the world to introduce a new vaccine to combat typhoid. Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has launched a pilot project for using FASTags for parking purpose in which city? Right answer is Hyderabad. So recently Union Ministry launched this pilot project of providing parking services using FASTag, and this project was launched at Hyderabad Airport, and after the success of this project it will be launched at Delhi Airport. If we talk about FASTags, recently Ministry of Road Transport and Highways made it mandatory to have FASTags from 15th of December. FASTags work on the basis of RFID, that is radio frequency identification. If we talk about Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, present minister is Mr. Nitin Gadkari. His constituency is Nagpur. International Mountain Day is observed on which date? Right answer is 11th of December. So every year on 11th of December, International Mountain Day is celebrated. Now it should be kept in mind that mountain conservation is crucial factor for sustainable development goals. There are total 15 sustainable development goals. Now coming back to International Mountain Day, the theme of this day was Mountains Matter for Youth. How many must-see monuments have been identified by Archaeological Survey of India? So recently Archaeological Survey of India has identified 138 monuments as must-see monuments. It should be kept in mind that presently in India there are 38 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Out of these 38, 30 are cultural sites, 7 are natural, and 1 is mixed site. So recently Archaeological Survey of India identified total 138 monuments, and out of these 138, 22 sites are selected from these UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now if we talk about UNESCO, recently 40th UNESCO General Conference held in France in Paris. Apart from that, recently Saudi Arabia got elected for the first time to the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, and World Heritage Week was celebrated from 19th November to 25th of November. Now if we talk about ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, it is under Ministry of Culture. Present minister is Mr. Prahlad Singh Patel. Answer in comment box who was the founder of ASI. The World Doping Agency has banned which country from all major sporting events? Right answer is Russia. So recently WADA, that is World Anti-Doping Agency, banned Russia for a period of 4 years from all major sporting events. That means Russian national flag and anthem will not be allowed at events such as Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games and 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Abe Ahmed Ali, who received the Nobel Peace Prize, is from which country? Right answer is Ethiopia. So Mr. Abe Ahmed Ali is the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, and recently he was in news because he was given Nobel Peace Prize. Fourth exhibition of International Seminar cum Exhibition on Naval Weapon Systems, that is NAVA RMS 2019, is to be organized in which city? Right answer is New Delhi. So the fourth edition will be in New Delhi. It is organized by Ministry of Defense, and the theme of this event is Fight Category, Opportunities and Imperatives. SIRIUS, Deep Technology Learning, sometimes seen in news, belongs to which country? Right answer is Russia. So the second phase of Russia's Cirrus Deep Technology Learning and Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission ended. So this was the second phase of this collaboration. SIRIUS stands for Scientific International Research in Unique Terrestrial Station. It is a series of experiments that investigate flights to moon. Now, if we talk about Russia, Russia was the focus country for International Film Festival of India. This film festival held in Goa. The governor of Goa is Mr. Satyapal Malik. Russia was also in news as recently sovereign internet law of Russia became effective. Russia was also in news as it recently started train service for Arctic region, and the name of this train service is Jaren Gold. Apart from that, Russia was also in news because of Indra exercise. It is a joint military exercise between India and Russia. As per the latest SIPRI report, which is the largest arms manufacturer in the world? Right answer is Lockheed Martin. So as per the latest report of SIPRI, that is Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Lockheed Martin of USA is the largest arms manufacturer in the world. If we talk about SIPRI, it is Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. The headquarters is in Stockholm in Sweden. Who became the first Indian to play 150 Ranji matches? Right answer is Mr. Wasim Jaffer. So Mr. Wasim Jaffer became the first player in Indian cricket to play 150 Ranji matches. If we talk about Ranji Trophy, it is a first-class domestic tournament and the first edition took place in 1934-35. And Vidarbh is the current champion of Ranji tournament. And BCCI is the administrator of Ranji tournament. BCCI stands for Board of Control for Cricket in India. Present BCCI president is Mr. Saurabh Ganguly, while secretary is Mr. Jay Shah. He is the son of present Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah. Mr. Ravi Shastri is the coach of men's cricket team and Mr. W.V. Raman is the coach of women's cricket team. Who will receive Gangadhar National Award 2019? Right answer is Vishwanath Prasad Tiwari. So Mr. Vishwanath Prasad Tiwari would be honored with prestigious Gangadhar National Award. He is eminent Hindi poet. The Integrated Command and Control Center of which city has recently been inaugurated in Haryana? Right answer is Gurugram. So recently, Haryana Chief Minister Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar inaugurated Gurugram's Integrated Command and Control Center. So this center will be helpful for providing online smart services to the people. Now, if we talk about Haryana, recently Haryana was in news as India's first Pasu Kisan credit cards were distributed in Haryana in Bhiwani. Haryana was also in news as the state government decided to create a dedicated Department of Foreign Cooperation. Apart from that, Haryana was also in news as News and Mobility Summit held in Manesar in Haryana. Who has recently won the World Heavyweight Boxing title? Right answer is Mr. Anthony Joshua. So Mr. Anthony Joshua became the two-time World Heavyweight Champion. According to recent report, which police station is the best police station of India? Right answer is Aberdeen Police Station. So Aberdeen Police Station in Andaman and Nicobar Islands is the best police station in India, and it is followed by Balasinore Police Station in Gujarat, and Ajak Burhanpur is on third position and it is in Madhya Pradesh. So top police station is Aberdeen Police Station in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. If we talk about police, recently All India Police Science Congress held in Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. This was 47th Police Science Congress, and Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry Kiran Bedi was the chief guest of this event. If we talk about Uttar Pradesh Police launched Savera Initiative, and this is an initiative for the safety of senior citizens. Which state has launched anti-depredation squads in forest to avoid human-wildlife conflicts? Right answer is Assam. So recently, Assam government has launched anti-depredation squads in forest to avoid human-wildlife conflict. These are specifically launched to prevent human-elephant conflict. Now, if we talk about Assam, recently state government was in news because of two-child norm, as state government has decided that no government jobs will be provided to the people with more than 2 children, and this scheme will be effective from 2021. Assam was also in news because of Arundhati scheme. As per this scheme, Assam government will gift gold to every bride. Assam was also in news because of new land policy, and this policy was launched after 30 years. If we talk about land, recently Punjab government decided to create land banks in rural areas to boost industrial development in the state of Punjab. Which Constitution Amendment Bill was recently introduced for extending reservation provided to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes by 10 years? Right answer is 126th Constitutional Amendment Bill. So this bill was introduced in Lok Sabha, and this bill seeks to extend the reservation provided to SC and ST by 10 years. Now it should be kept in mind, reservation provided to Anglo-Indian community, SC and ST is to end by 25th of January 2020, and therefore to extend this time limit, this Constitutional Amendment Bill was introduced. So this bill will extend the time limit by 10 years, that means till 2030. Morung tribes, sometimes seen in news, belongs to which Indian state? Right answer is Nagaland. Who has become the first women match referee to oversee men's one-day international? Right answer is G.S. Lakshmi. So, Miss G.S. Lakshmi from India has become the first women match referee to oversee a men's one-day international match. And she was the match referee for a match between UAE and US. Who has been appointed as Plogging Ambassador of India? Right answer is Ripu Daman Bevli. So, Ripu Daman Bevli has been appointed as Plogging Ambassador of India, and the appointment was announced by Union Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Mr. Kiran Rijiju. If we talk about plogging, it is combination of jogging plus picking up garbage. So this will be helpful for both campaign, that means for Fit India and for Clean India. Which company has announced the health insurance policy to benefit LGBT employees? Right answer is TCS. So recently TCS announced changes in its health policy, and it has now included LGBT employees for the benefits of health insurance policy, and therefore TCS became the first company of Tata Group to bring this change. Which company has recently launched its Cyber Defense Center in Melbourne in Australia? Right answer is Wipro. So recently Wipro has launched its Cyber Defense Center in Melbourne in Australia. Now if we talk about Australia, the Prime Minister of Australia is Mr. Scott Morrison. Recently Australia was in news as former Australian cricketer Mr. Shane Watson was appointed as the President of Australian Cricketers Association. Australia was also in news as recently NIA, that is National Investigation Agency, hosted CTTTX in Delhi. CTTTX stands for Counter-Terrorism Tabletop Exercise, and this was organized for Quad countries, and 4 countries are the part of this grouping. These 4 are India, Japan, USA and Australia. Australia was also in news as recently State Bank of India, that is SBI, became the first Indian bank to have a branch in Australian state of Victoria. Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority has signed an agreement with which bank to create investor awareness in India? Right answer is Bank of Baroda. So Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority has signed Memorandum of Understanding with Bank of Baroda for information dissemination and to reach out to the investors. The objective of this initiative is to help investors who often fall prey to tempting offers for investment and Ponzi schemes. The 5th edition of annual MED, that is Mediterranean Dialogue, held in which city? Right answer is Rome. So the 5th edition of Mediterranean Dialogue held in Rome, and this dialogue was intended to promote international cooperation. If we talk about Rome, it is in Italy, and recently Italy was in news as it is going to be the host of 2021 G20 Summit, and recently Saudi Arabia became first Arab country to assume the presidency of G20 Summit, as Saudi Arabia is going to be the host of G20 Summit in 2020. India is going to host G20 Summit in 2022, and this year Japan was the host. Now coming back to Italy, Italy was also in news as it is going to be the host of 2026 Winter Olympic Games. China is going to be the host of 2022 Winter Olympic Games. Italy was also in news as it decided to introduce web tax on digital companies from 2020. Italy was also in news as recently Indian sand artist Mr. Sudarshan Patnaik became first Indian to win Italian Golden Sand Art Award. Global Migration Report is published by which organization? Right answer is International Organization for Migration. So this report was published by International Organization for Migration, and as per this report, India is the largest country of origin for international migrants. India has approximately 17.5 million diaspora across the world, and USA is the top destination for migrants. And the report was published by International Organization for Migration. It is United Nations Migration Agency. How many commercial satellites have been launched by ISRO along with RISAT 2BR1? Right answer is 9. So ISRO launched RISAT 2BR1, and along with it, it also launched 9 commercial satellites. ISRO stands for Indian Space Research Organization. It is under Department of Space. Present ISRO chief is Dr. K. Sivan, and recently he was honored by Tamil Nadu government with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award. ISRO was also in news as recently Government of India decided to set up new rocket launch station in Kulsekharpattinam. Which country organized the International Seminar on Climate Smart Farming Systems? Right answer is New Delhi. So New Delhi organized this International Seminar on Climate Smart Farming Systems, and it was organized by Agriculture Ministry. Present Agriculture Minister is Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar, and his constituency is Morena in MP. Now coming back to this International Seminar on Climate Smart Farming Systems. The seminar was attended by all BIMSTEC member countries. Recently BIMSTEC was in news as first ever BIMSTEC Ports Conclave held in Visakhapatnam. The secretariat of BIMSTEC is in Dhaka in Bangladesh. Recently Dhaka was also in news as it was the host of 15th SACEP, that is South Asia Cooperation Environment Program. So this 15th Environment Program held in Dhaka in Bangladesh, and from Indian side Mr. Prakash Javadekar represented India in this conference. Indra is a joint tri-service exercise between India and which country? Right answer is Russia. So it is a joint tri-service exercise between India and Russia. If we talk about Russia, recently Russia was in news because of its sovereign internet law. This law became effective from 1st of November. Russia was also in news as it was the focus country for this year's International Film Festival of India. This film festival held in Goa. In fact, this Indra exercise is going to be in Pune and Goa. That means in Maharashtra and Goa. Apart from that, Russia was also in news as Russia recently started train service for Arctic region, and the name of this train service is Jaren Gold. Answer in comment box, is Russia a member of Arctic Council? The 24th International Film Festival of Kerala is being organized in which city? Right answer is Thiruvananthapuram. So the 24th edition of International Film Festival of Kerala is being organized in Thiruvananthapuram. If we talk about Kerala, from 1st of December, Kerala government made it mandatory for pylon riders to wear helmets. Pylon rider means one who is sitting on the back seat of bike or scooty or any other two-wheeler. Now Kerala was also in news as recently Kerala government announced tourist sports will be differentially abled friendly by 2021. Kerala was also in news as it was the host of Global Ayurveda Summit. Which Indian facility has been made available 24/7 by RBI in India? Right answer is NEFT. So NEFT, that is National Electronic Fund Transfer System, has been made available 24/7 by Reserve Bank of India. Recently launched Going Online as Leaders is an initiative of which social media platform? Right answer is Facebook. So GOAL, that is Going Online as Leaders, is a digitally enabled mentorship initiative of Facebook for empowering tribal youth to become leaders for tomorrow in respective fields. Which Indian actress has won Danny Kaye Humanitarian Award for 2019? Right answer is Priyanka Chopra. So recently UNICEF honored Indian actress Priyanka Chopra with Danny Kaye Humanitarian Award. If we talk about Danny Kaye, he was the first Goodwill Ambassador of UNICEF. If we talk about UNICEF, recently, Ministry of Women and Child Development and Bollywood actress Mr. Ayushmann Khurrana joined hands with UNICEF to fight against child sexual abuse. Which mobile game has grossed 170 million downloads in just 2 months of its release? Right answer is Call of Duty. So Call of Duty mobile game has grossed approximately 170 million downloads in just 2 months of release. Which state has recently partnered with World Economic Forum to promote electric mobility? Right answer is Punjab. So recently, Punjab state government partnered with World Economic Forum to design a public-private pilot project to promote electric mobility. If we talk about Punjab, recently Punjab was in news as Punjab government passed a bill to create land banks in rural areas to boost the industrial development in state of Punjab. Punjab was also in news as recently Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh launched first of its kind job helpline number, and this was launched under Ghar Ghar Rozgar initiative. Rozgar stands for employment. Punjab was also in news as it was the host of this year World Kabaddi Cup. Who is the Prime Minister of Mauritius? Right answer is Mr. Pravind Jugnauth. So recently, Mr. Pravind Jugnauth got re-elected as the Prime Minister of Mauritius and he was on official visit to India. Apart from him, recently, Mr. Prithviraj Singh Rupan became the President of Mauritius. The capital of Mauritius is Port Louis, and recently Mauritius was in news as the headquarters of IORA is in Mauritius, and recently IORA Council of Ministers held in UAE, and during this Council of Ministers, Maldives became the 22nd official member of IORA. OPEC has recently set up new production target per day of how many barrels? Right answer is 5 lakh barrels. So OPEC, that is Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, reached a deal to cut their outputs, and they have set the target as 5 lakh barrels a day. And since they are going to cut their output, this will increase the price of crude oil. Now, if we talk about OPEC, it is Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. The headquarters of OPEC is in Vienna in Austria, and recently, that means in the beginning of 2019, Qatar left OPEC. Qatar is going to be the host of FIFA World Cup in 2022. OPEC was also in news as in 2020, Ecuador is going to leave OPEC. Answer in comment box. Is Austria a member of OPEC? GST stakeholder feedback Divas was organized on which date? Right answer is 7th of December. So GST stakeholder feedback Divas was organized on 7th of December. GST stands for Goods and Services Tax, and GST Council is headed by Finance Minister. Present Finance Minister is Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman. B.B. Kumar, who recently passed away, was the chairman of which organization? Right answer is ICSSR. So recently, the chairman of ICSSR, Mr. B.B. Kumar, passed away. ICSSR stands for Indian Council of Social Science Research, and Mr. B.B. Kumar, that is Mr. Brij Bihari Kumar, was appointed as the chairman of ICSSR in 2017. What is the minimum amount for low-cost assets under Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund? Right answer is 1000 rupee. So recently, Cabinet approved the launch of Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund, and the objective of this fund is to allow the investors to buy government debts. That means anyone can invest in these government debts, and this fund will allow easy and low cost access with smallest amount of rupee 1000. So this Bharat Bond Exchange Traded Fund will hold the basket of bonds that are issued by public sector undertakings and other government organizations. It will have a maturity period of 3 to 10 years. Which company has recently launched My Health Women Suraksha Policy? Right answer is SDFC Ergo. So recently, SDFC Ergo General Insurance Company launched My Health Women Suraksha Policy to address all health related concerns. Now, if we talk about HDFC, recently SDFC was in news as Walmart launched a credit card in partnership with HDFC Bank. SDFC was also in news as recently Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister launched Pragati Rath of HDFC bank, and the objective of this bank is to conduct a digital and financial literacy drive. Now, Himachal Pradesh was also in news as recently International Lavi Fair was organized in Himachal Pradesh. The Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh is Mr. Jairam Thakur. According to US-based Committee to Protect Journalists, which country had jailed the maximum number of journalists? Right answer is China. So, US-based Committee to Protect Journalists has given report, and as per this report, China had jailed maximum number of journalists. Now there is a Press Freedom Index. Answer in comment box which organization released this Press Freedom Index. Vikram Malhotra, an Indian player, belongs to which game? Right answer is squash. So Mr. Vikram Malhotra is a squash player, and recently he was in news as he lifted the lifetime Betty Griffin Memorial Florida Open. So these were the most important questions of first week of December. For quick revision, please check the link of video in the pinned comment. Thank you, and that's all for the day.